Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I do for a little while now. I go over their trout food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I just got through reviewing a tasty burger, and I'm still excited for what I'm about to try next. But anyway, we'll get to that. Folks, it is a super simple format. I'm going to go over there my trout food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm a yammer on about for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, wearing super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It's my Mega Ran shirt. Do. Mega Man. I love Mega Man. And I love Mega Ran. I'm a huge Mega Man fan from back when I was a wee child, and it made me so indescribably happy when I got into my 20s and I found out that there was a hip-hop artist who had a particular affinity for the Blue Bomber as I did and enjoyed making songs about him. That is Mega Ran. He is a hip-hop artist in the sort of niche subgenre that is nerdcore. And nerdcore hip-hop, it's basically hip-hop that focuses on nerdy stuff, whether it's video games, anime, D&D, all that type of stuff. And, oftentimes including elements from it, like with the video game stuff, sometimes they'll use like video game samples and stuff in the music. It's very cool. I really love it, being a big nerd myself. And Mega Ran, for me personally, is my favorite artist within that genre, and he's one of my favorite artists, just period. I'm often more of like a metal guy, but I enjoy varieties of music, and I like me some hip-hop, and I love Mega Ran, dude. I've been so fortunate. I've been able to see him perform live a number of times. I actually have videos from many of those performances. They are on this channel as well, just in case you're interested. Maybe you want to check out some nerdcore stuff. I cannot speak highly enough of this guy, not only as a performer, but also just as an individual. Having had, number of conversations with him and watching him progress and everything, I think he's an extremely good dude. But anyway, what am I trying for today, folks? Why am I excited? What are we doing? Well, I just got through reviewing a burger from a place called Frato's Culinary Kitchen, which I've reviewed some stuff from theirs before. And oftentimes when I have, it's been of the burger variety because I love their burgers. But they also have pizza there. So what pizza am I going over there and trying? It's very hot. Oh, God. This isn't going to go well. It's so warm. Boom, it's this. What is this? Can we get a better looking picture, please? It's so warm. Boom, it looks like this. This is Frato's one day out of the year. This is their Tempura Crunch pizza. What does that mean? This is, fundamentally, it is a piece of sausage pizza that they went over there and deep fried in tempura batter. They only make this available on Black Friday, so of course I had to get in on it. Come on now. And the cool thing about it is that it really doesn't cost that much more than a normal slice. It's only $6.24. So, yeah, I ain't complaining about that. Plus, it's fucking gigantic. And it also comes with the Chipotle mayo. Woo! Chipotle mayo. Which, well, I don't know how we're going to apply that yet, but we're going to figure it out together, folks. You and me, we're on a journey. So first, let's just try it straight by itself. I've actually never had this from them. I know it was a thing, but I had just one of those things. Usually Black Friday, I'm out at, video game stores and stuff trying to, but I already did that, so let's give it a go. It's interesting. It obviously adds a very different flavor to things. Also adds on a different texture. I will say I was expecting it to be a little bit closer to like a straight tempura kind of texture, so sort of crunchy but very kind of like flaky, like bite into it and get that crunch. But I think with a pizza, it's probably a little bit more difficult to get that since there's so much more surface area. Because the parts where you do get the crunchiness, I think are the best, for sure. And the batter itself tastes nice. Eggs, despite being deep fried, it doesn't taste like overly heavy, which, I mean, is what it is, but okay. Okay. Hmm. So here's my thing with this. It's interesting, but I think it's one of those things that kind of works a little bit better on paper than in reality. And I'll explain why. So, first and foremost, it's good. I like it. I am not displeased with it. However, it's a combination of things. Number one is the fact that when you think about the idea, I mean, especially living in America, woo, America, you think of deep frying almost anything, and it's like, yes, that gets Americans moist. But the reality of things is that in actuality, certain things deep fry really well. A lot of things don't. Like, for instance, at the time I'm doing this, it's actually Black Friday, as I mentioned before. And every year you have people who deep fry turkeys. That's like a thing that some people like to do. And now I'm not harping on you if that's your thing. I've had deep fried turkey a couple times. It's not that great, in my opinion. I'm sure you could probably do it better or worse, But the times that I've had it, where it was done by people who knew how to do it, I really wasn't that impressed. It honestly was like, I think this just works better in the oven. Pizza, I kind of feel maybe is sort of the same kind of thing. It still tastes good, but like it's not really the other aspect where it kind of falls down for me a little bit, because the expectation is the first part. It's not as crazy or as astonishing as I was kind of thinking in my head it might be. The other thing is that it kind of takes away from just the normal pizza experience. It kind of dampens, just a nice piece of sausage pizza. It changes the flavor. And while it does create its own sort of peaks and valleys as far as that's concerned, like I said, I like the crunch of it and everything. And the batter, has a good flavor. But I can also taste the remnants of like just the pizza itself. And that honestly is really more what I want, Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I do want to emphasize, it's not bad. Overall, it's still tasty. I'm glad that I've tried it. But, to be fair, we do have the Chipotle mayo. Let's, I don't know, figure out where this whole thing goes. Ooh. Oh, yeah. You can taste the Chipotle. Let's put a little bit on it. Maybe that'll liven it up for me a little bit. I don't know. It's good mayo. Yeah, to be fair, it does add a little something. But sort of the problem with that is that it's like, yeah, it adds something. It adds the Chipotle mayo taste. And it works nicely, but now it's really just covering up the pizza taste even more. Alright, well, here's the thing. 2 questions I have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm going to go with maybe, but probably not. And sorta with an asterisk. So here's the thing. I don't think that this has been poorly prepared or anything. I like Fratos. I want to emphasize that a lot. I love going there when I have the opportunity. And by and large, almost everything I've ever had from them has been absolutely stellar. And nothing I've had from them has been bad. It's just occasionally, kind of in this instance, there's something where it sounds like a really great idea, but the way that it comes together isn't quite what I was hoping. That's sort of what this is. It's not a bad thing, and I'm happy I tried it so that I could say that I tried it, but it wasn't as good as I was hoping it was going to be, and honestly, I think I would just prefer a piece of sausage pizza. I think the deep frying, I don't think it added enough versus what it was taking away. But it is an interesting experience, and that's why when it comes to recommending it, it's sort of. Like, I'm not going to say it's not worth trying, because it's interesting. It's a very different experience than anything I've ever had. So I'm not going to say don't try it. But, if you're anything like me, again, I think it's one of those things where it's kind of a one and done. I'm happy I tried it, but I don't think I'm going to really need it again. I think if I do get it again, it'll be more out of, like, enough time will have passed that I'll be like, let's give it another shot, that kind of thing. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here, folks. Have yourself a great rest of the day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. You go over there, have yourselves a truly proper pizza-tastic rest of your life. I absolutely love pizza. It's wonderful, of course. It's a beautiful thing. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. And, we go over there. We go through our lives. We try to be, most of us, try to be good people on some level. But it's not always going to be the case. Sometimes, it just breaks down. When we run into those situations, though, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholeness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, and by the way, I forgot to mention this earlier, this is going to end up going on my Sampler Platter Local Love playlist, because Frato's is a local establishment, and that playlist is just for local spots, so in case you're interested. But, folks, maybe you've gone over there and deep fried a turkey, right? And maybe it was like moist and succulent and the best turkey that you've ever had. Feel free to go over there and bring that up in the comments, because at the end of the day, like I said, I've had it a couple times. I didn't think it was all that. But I know there are people who go over there and they flat out, live and die by it. So there's got to be something to it. Well, I say that, but that's not necessarily the case. There's people who live and die by things that there's no way I would ever be interested in. But it's one of those things where it's like, I keep wanting it to be really good, and it's like, a couple times I've had it, just wasn't that great. But if you have a secret or, something like that, hey, go over there, please comment and let me know. I'd love to hear about it, because again, I'm sure there's ways to make it work really well. I just personally haven't run into them. But what else have you deep fried? Maybe you're into deep fry. I think these days, thankfully, in America, we're kind of moving away from that a little bit, trying to be a little bit healthier. But, hey, it's sometimes fun to deep fry things. Anyway, bye.